But I understand that in that disappointment, there is always that expectation as long as there is a potential. And we do have the potential if we can get beyond the slave education, the plantation mentality, black and white. Oh yeah. You brothers and sisters in here that are Caucasian, you're just as much a slave as the ones in here that are of African descent. That's why they call you consumers. Like cattle. That's what you've been trained to do. Consume. Spend your money. Buy their little toys that they can continue to live a life of well-being and prosperity in the flesh. They just give you enough money to consume. And then when you get 70, they give you $600 a month in Social Security so that you can do like the racehorse, retire. You understand? You're a slave too. So I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. And the other people here that are not of African descent or of what someone would call African Hebrew descent. You're all slaves in this society. It's a slave society. It's the modern day Babylon, the modern day Misraim. They just got you looking at these color codes. You're white, so you're all right. You're black, so you're not. You're red. We done killed all y'all. You're not a threat. You know, this color code system. And if you're white, you feel special, even though you're only making $10 an hour all your life and a consumer. See, it's an illusion that they put over your head with this racial doctrine of race. And now you got blacks, African people, Hebrew people, who now want to take that same racist, racial doctrine and put it in the black face and think you're going to get a different result. Hate produces, as in the beginning with Cain and Abel, only one thing: the negation of man and the avalanche of murder. We're trying to produce the opposite. Understand that this revolution is not trying to produce mass murder. It's trying to produce mass redemption. Redemption of man from the atrocities that comes upon him through the effluence of evil that is rooted in the human heart. And we can only do that, we can only set the captives free by the power, the ability of the Ruach HaKadosh. Not by power, not by strength, but by my Ruach, O Yahweh, said Yahweh. We need to understand this. Don't come here with that church look. Oh, praise the Lord, and just sit down. No, we're knowing the truth in order to produce a result. If we talk politics, we want to appropriate those politics to change the condition in our community. If our conversation about the political maneuvering that we need to do is never appropriate, it will never get changed. The day of rhetoric must be over, and the day of appropriation must begin. Look, I'm not trying to hurt your feelings, but like Marcus Garvey once said, you act like a bunch of no-gooders, good-for-nothings, lazy, complaining all the time. When it's time to pick up that shovel or that axe, when it's time to pick up that rifle of truth, that sword of truth, to execute within your community, to execute against the wicked ways of this wicked system, all of a sudden you want to go home and look at TV. All you wanted to do is have therapy. Come here, complain, relieve your stress, and go home. This is not the place to do it. This place is for people who have a revolutionary motive. A motive to know and actualize the truth that is taught to us through the commandments and Yeshua HaMashiach, who gave himself for us. See, he was a revolutionary. He went all the way. He was obedient unto death. That's a revolutionary who is able to appropriate even in the face of death, and not appropriating until the last breath from his body is gone. Anything else won't do. Anything else won't do under this spiritual leadership that I am giving you. I don't want no wimps around me, no complainers, no murmurers. Rise up. You hear me? Rise up. And become the giants, the power, the anointed remnant of Yahuwah, who will become a holy nation and rule as kings and priests over the earth, not by sitting down in the pews, murmuring and complaining, or wanting somebody to always pamper you so you can feel good about yourself. Our children are dying out here. Somebody trying to feel good about what you got to feel good about when your young men is walking around with their pants down like a bunch of ignorant slaves. When your women look more like hoes on the street than they do like Sarahs of Elohim. How can you look upon the misery and the destruction of your people and yet remain in a state of contentment? Something is wrong with you. You're sick. You're diseased. Your spirit has not yet been rejuvenated within the compassionate quality of the Elohim whom you say that you serve. Something is wrong with you. It says that, oh, what great love that the Father hath loved us, that he has called us sons of Elohim. Sons carry the will of the Father. Appropriate the will of the Father unto its completion. And we know not what we shall be, but we know that when he appear, we shall appear with him in glory. For we shall be as he is, for we shall see him as he is. See, he is the truth. So if you're going to become like him, that means you must actualize the truth. And the only way you actualize the truth is to appropriate it to its final product. And if you're not going to appropriate it to its final product, then get the hell out of here. Get out. Go back to Babylon. Go back to Willie Preacher. Go back to eating chicken and Kool-Aid on Sunday. Because we need some warriors here. We need men. We need women who are fully adaptable to a revolutionary concept of fulfilling the agenda by any means necessary. This is the mentality that you have to have. Know the truth, and the truth will make you free. And once you are free, then it is time to build. We ain't building because we ain't free. We're scared of the man in Washington. That's why you keep talking about him. You're scared of him. You think he's under the bed and in the closet, hiding, trying to get to you. He's a punk. When you're a servant of Yahuwah, any man, no matter his position, he is a punk. Ask Pharaoh. Ask Nebuchadnezzar. Ask all who lifted their heads against Yahuwah Elohim El Israel. They were bowed low. You walking around worried about Baraka, worried about the Pope, worried about the Illuminati. To hell with them. They're punks. We are the sons of Elohim that shall manifest in the earth in the glory and the power and the likeness of Yeshua HaMashiach Elohim of the whole earth. You're walking around like a bunch of sissies. Let me stop. And let me just say, and end with this. Know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Be not a servant of sin any longer, but come into the power of his righteousness. Organize and build this new nation of Yahuwah, that we might rule and reign upon this earth as kings and priests, bringing praises to our Elohim, Yahweh Elohim El Israel, to his Mashiach Yeshua HaMashiach. Shalom Aleichem.